Hello, I'm the Bella Gamer if you didn't know who I was, which, why would you? I mean, I have all of 13 viewers and most of them are my friends, so I guess if you are watching this, you damn well should know who I am. Anyway, I'm trying to have a serious video here. So, the title of this video, many of you are going to raise your eyebrows about, there are no real adults in the world. Now, that's funny because I'm sure many of you are hardworking adults who have lived a life of working hard, raising family, or maybe you don't have family, and maybe you just have a significant other, maybe you don't have a significant other. Either way, if you're capable of supporting yourself and you're at a level in life where you can actually live independently and supply for other people if you need to, that's about when I consider you an actual adult. Because I mean, let's face it. If you if you live in a small ass teeny apartment and you make just enough at your part time job to pay the rent and buy a few video games or watch Netflix all the time, you're not really living, and that's not really a mature or smart way to live at all. So, back to the main point. What do I mean by there's no real adults? Well, even if you are, I guess this is contradictory now that I think about it because I just gave my definition and plenty of people fit that definition. But the title of the video is not the important thing. The important thing is that a lot of people out there aren't acting like mature adults. They're not living life in a way that's, I don't know, appropriate, in my opinion. I mean, all this whining and complaining on the internet, and then you see your Uncle Tom and he's posted this weird Republican stuff, and it just makes no sense to you. I know plenty of you feel that way. Or maybe you're on the other side and you see all your liberal friends just complaining about the system, wanting things handed out to them, and you don't understand why they don't want to work for stuff. You know what? I get it. I get it from as many sides as I can. Personally, I am a more of a progressive type, but labels in this society seem to be more of a negative thing than what they were designed to do, which is group like-minded people. So, what am I getting at? Everyone is fighting, but they're not fighting in the right manner. They're not expressing a good argument, a coherent argument. They're just coming out and bludgeoning each other with fat clubs of ignorance. You know, like cavemen. They're just like, this is my club of racism. I'm gonna beat the liberals with it. Yeah! It goes exactly like that. Exactly like that on the internet. So, to put a little bit more definition into what I'm talking about people who go online and they do nothing. They do nothing but just break other people down around them. It's like this society where someone says something and everyone around them tears at them like sharks. No one's constructive. No one does research into any of this. You don't like Donald Trump. Good. You're entitled to your opinion. But why? Why don't you like Donald Trump? Is it because of things you've heard, or is it because of things you've researched on the matter? You know, 9 times out of 10, it'll be like, well, I heard it, or, well, I read it on the site. You know, you were essentially told by another person. You read an article based on the negative things Trump has done. That's not research. You just read someone else's opinion and agreed with them. Do your own. Go in. Look at what he's done in his past. Don't read a news article about, you know, what about the recent occurrences of the day to day. Go back a few years before the whole political campaigning started. Look and see, do you have a legitimate reason for disliking this man, or do you or do you not? Or for the same thing for people who disliked Hillary, what research did you actually do? All I hear are people talking about is deleted emails. Do you even know what the emails were about? Most people don't. Or they have a loose idea of what they were about, but they don't really understand the whole situation. Hell, I didn't even want to do it. But then again, I'm not really a politically minded person. So, If you have an argument with someone on the internet, that's fine. Tell them. Tell them. Be like, I disagree with you. Don't be like, I disagree with you, you smelly butt face. You did not prove your point anymore by calling them a smelly butt face. If anything, you've just shown your ineptability at name calling. Smelly butt face. I mean, what are you, 9? You should be ashamed of yourself. That's pretty much everything on the video right now. That's pretty much my whole point. Is for anything, do your research. And not only that, actually, no, you know what? I got another point. When it comes to being a mature adult, you have to take responsibility for your actions, and you also have to seek to grow. Do things in life that help improve yourself. Don't also show tolerance. Like, I'm just trying to shove everything into this video. I'm trying to make not longer than 10 minutes. Let me backtrack a little bit. So, introspective and self-growth. That's the most important thing for anyone's life, because if you're consistently moving in an upward direction in your life, you're going to be a better person by the end of it. Take responsibility for your actions. That will make you a better person. If you mess up, acknowledge it and fix it. If you fix all your problems, you'll have less problems in the future. A large amount of what happens with people is they say, I want to change, and then they go back to the way they were. And it's hard to change sometimes, but you got to consistently keep working on changing. Sometimes you'll make progress and sometimes you'll go back, but then you got to keep making progress. You got to keep fixing your mistake, and you got to acknowledge that they're a mistake. Eventually you'll get with the program. And, you know, say you're trying to convince your racist friend not to be a racist anymore. This is very much the same kind of thing. Tell him, I think what you're doing is wrong. What you're doing is immoral. You're treating people who look differently than you rude and abusively for no reason, and that makes you a less kind person. Even if they don't follow you, even if they don't take your advice, if they consistently hear this information from other people around them, they will eventually change. As a human species, we don't want to be ostracized from those around us, and we'll make that change. And my screens have gone black. Oh, no. Okay. Everything's good now. So, tolerance is also a part of this. If someone is doing something annoying, whether it's just they're obnoxiously loud or anything like that, demonstrate tolerance. You don't have to be aggro at every little thing that happens around you. If someone chews their gum loudly, you don't have to turn around and slap them and be like, you subhuman species, stop chewing with your mouth open. Just tolerate it, because we live in a world of quirky people, and everyone's going to do something, or there's going to be so many people out there who does something that you don't like. And hell, everyone will do something you don't like. Even if you are in love with that person, there's that one thing you don't like, whether it's they leave their shaving clippings all over the counter sink, or maybe they go to the bathroom with the door open and you hate walking in and seeing that horrifying mess. Whatever. They all do things. Just show tolerance. It's okay to let them know it bothers you, but don't harass them about it. And that's also another thing. You don't need to constantly beat people in the face with your point. Once you've set your point, leave it at that. Give them time to grow. Not every time they chew, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I actually lost train of what my physical actions were there for a second. But you know what I mean? If you're consistently doing it, they're just going to get annoyed and ignore you more. Give people time to grow. People don't change immediately. It just doesn't work. Give it a couple of days. Give it a week. If they do it again, just let them know. But you can't force someone to change at the same time. So sometimes you just gotta let it go. If they're a loud chewer, just tolerate it. If it's too much for you to tolerate, then you're a weak person in the first place. That something so minor can really upset you. Anyway, let me kind of wrap this up before I start getting on another tangent and talking for too long. People don't do the research on their arguments. And so these arguments are flawed to begin with. People need to take responsibility for their actions. And people need to look to grow personally. Tolerance is necessary as a human species. It's okay to express your opinions to other people, but don't do it in a way that's either harassive or just overly attacking someone else. There's nothing wrong with beating belligerents with tolerance and patience, because they're like children. People will eventually kick themselves tired and then go to sleep, So just accept the quirkiness, but do the research before you have an argument. Like, don't just argue about things on the internet just to argue. And this video isn't going to change the world, but god damn it, hopefully it changes someone's mind. That's my objective. Anyway, gamers or other non-gamers, this is a very atypical video, so this is not going to be a very common thing. This is just what I'm feeling to put up on the moment. So hopefully you stuck through for me to at least say that, because I don't want people getting the wrong idea. Anyway. Jumping out, gamers. Good luck with whatever you're doing. Personal growth, all that fun stuff. And have a nice day. Bye.